in this video, in this video, in this video, ah, in this video, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the zodiac sign Aquarius and the moon in Libra. I'm going to pull up a chart in a minute. But first, for those of you who are learning astrology, learning how to interpret, testing, the zodiac signs, it's a great practice. Well, stay tapped in to the end of the video and you'll find out. Doesn't that irk your nerve when us YouTubers say that? Basically, watch the whole video and then I'll tell you. No, I'm going to tell you now. Um, it's a great practice for learning how to incorporate the two of the very important celestial bodies in the chart, known as the lights in the firmament. The sun, let me not say the firmament, let me say in the sky, in the solar system. Let's say that for the record. And it's also a good practice to combine the interpretation of these two zodiac signs, which is a lifelong practice for real. I'm constantly working on ways in which to interpret the sun sign and the moon sign into a comprehensible sentence for another individual. I know what the character traits are, and that's the starting point. And knowing the character traits, to remember the character traits, one of the ways to remember them to even bring yourself to an interpretation is comprehending the symbolism. Aquarius is the sign it would well, let's look at the word Aquarius. The word Aquarius means water bearer. A person who bears water. And quite literally, it makes me think of a container. And one of the containers that hold water before man or woman and man, are the clouds. Also the seas, also the rivers, the mud also contains water and all that. But the clouds contain water. They contain the storms, not for nothing. Libra symbolizes the scales. I wonder if Libra is Latin for scales. We're going to check that out in a moment, in a momento. Welcome in. So that's the whole video. I woke up right on time for this live. It's interesting that the moon is in Libra, dealing with balance, dealing with harmony, dealing with justice, justice and truth. The combination today with the sun in Aquarius and the moon in Libra, what a combination, truth and justice. How do you put that into a sentence? Cosmic sister, how are you? Welcome. Guess where I am? Guess where I am. Let's look and see the root meaning of the word Libra one moment. Thank you for be sure to like the live, subscribe. This channel is about interpreting the symbolism of the cosmos in this solar system. What is the root meaning of the word Libra? A balance, pair of scales, a weighing device. The word weighing, I want to focus in on the word to weigh, to measure knowledge. I've actually been measuring a lot of knowledge. What do you mean by that? I don't know what you mean by that. Um, can you elaborate? I don't know what the BFSE is. Welcome in. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are in a comfortable and balanced state as the moon in Libra interprets. Deeper symbolic roots of Libra, because the scale compares two sides to find equal weight, the word naturally took on meanings connected to balance, fairness, justice, proportion. I have a picture in here that symbolizes justice. Most of the symbols in life that surround justice are near your courthouses. This symbol here, this symbol here, if you were to zoom in, take a screenshot and zoom in here, you would see a weighing device. What does that mean? There's some interesting things on the internet I must learn. So I'm talking about Aquarius and I'm talking about Libra. If you'd like, you can put your sun sign in the comments. Oh, that's what it means. Thank you so much for the comment. I appreciate it. Cancer. Perfect. So, as you say, the zodiac sign Cancer, we ask ourselves, what's the relationship between these two other zodiac signs that the lights are in? When I say the light, I'm talking about the sun being in Cancer, and I'm talking about the moon being in Libra. This is the symbol of Libra, this here. Cancer is the zodiac sign of emotions. Libra is the sign of balancing. Put that together, what do we get? We get a balancing act of the emotions, weighing the emotions over the course of the next 2 days. Decision making, not for nothing and for something at the same time. The zodiac sign Libra, the zodiac sign Libra is about justice, symbolizes justice. And what do we find in the courtrooms? We find a judge that decides between a plaintiff and a defendant. I didn't create this. I only observe it. And so my point, what I'm trying to say is that it brings an individual to make a decision. That's a good question. If you're asking what zodiac sign does Cancer pair with for harmony, for a relationship, then it would be quite simply Capricorn would be the number one pair and is the number one pair for Cancer. And the reason being is because Capricorn is exactly opposed to Capricorn, or Capricorn is exactly opposed to Cancer. Exhibit B. This is the zodiac sign Cancer. Not for nothing, and for something at the same time, this symbol here is Jupiter. It's also in Cancer. This is a transit. When someone, or you hear the word transits, or you hear someone say transits, they're speaking of where the planets are currently situated. Jupiter is the planet of abundance. Doesn't necessarily mean a bag of money is going to fall from the sky, but it does point to the energetic of abundance and learning and expanding the horizon. Welcome in. Thank you for the comments. Be sure to like the live. You can put your zodiac sign in the comments if you'd like. Um, thank you so much. The sun is in Aquarius. The moon is in Libra. Welcome. If you're over here on TikTok, we're over here on YouTube. I got pictures going on over here. You're gonna like it. Same name, same lab coat, same Afro puff. Welcome in. Gemini. Gemini is the zodiac sign that symbolizes and can be interpreted as pointing to communication. Gemini is the sign of communication. It's here. It's symboled as the twins or the Roman numeral number 2 for duality, and is similar to the zodiac sign Libra, in that Libra is the duality by the scale, right? So it's decision making and the balancing of ideas, the balancing and the harmonizing communication and conversations. For the next 2.5 days, 2.5, let my thumb be the half, pointer finger be 1, pinky 2.5 days. Not for nothing, right? Let's go back to exhibit B. There's no planets in Gemini, no planets transiting Gemini currently at the time. But it doesn't mean that Gemini is not going through or experiencing an energy. And to understand what that energy is, we look to the planetary ruler. I know this might be a lot for some, but it's worth jotting down. Planetary rulership. The cheat code there. You're going to want to check it out. Planetary rulership, right? Each planet rules a zodiacal sign. Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury. Mercury is currently in Aquarius. It's been there for a couple of weeks. What does this mean? It means that communication, thoughts, and ideas are quite inventive. They're quite revolutionary, Gemini. Um, there's been a phase, a 2 week phase of intensity anchoring into um, anchoring into dot connecting and truth and knowledge, if you will. Learning. Gemini usually likes to learn. I say and interpret Gemini as the student, but Gemini um, have been in this Aquarian energy. Like, thank you for the double taps. Thank you for liking the live. Subscribe if you're into a brown guy interpreting the symbolism of the zodiac and the planets from tropical perspective, if you will. Okay. Something random about Taurus. Well, you might think it's random, but I would say that it would be an energy interpreted about Taurus according to the transiting planet called Uranus or Uranus, Uranus. I like to say Uranus, but what you may think is random, but actually is a natural cycle. Uranus has been in Taurus for the past 7 years. For Taurus, what it is that you value has energetically been going through a shocking, revolutionary, unexpected up and down, up and down, up and down. And what that looks like, it looks like you get a little bag of money. Oh, I feel good. Everything's good. You lose a bag of money, suddenly spend it. You get a little money, lose a little money, get a little, and it's drastic. They're extremes because you're learning lessons around uh, change when it comes to not only money, but your worth and your value. Not for nothing and for something at the same time. Uranus, this planet here, is the modern ruler of Aquarius, where this stellium is. So, short, you've been learning so much over the course of the past 2 weeks. So much. Keep up the good work. There is quite a bit of planets in the seventh house for Leos and for Cancers. Was that random enough for you? Stink? Ultra stink? Your birthday is April 3rd, 2000. What is my rising sign? In order to get your rising sign, we would need one more piece of information, and that is the time. The time that a person is born, denoted in this left upper hand corner over here, you see some information. It says transit. What else does it say? It says Everett. Why does it say Everett? I don't know why it says Everett. It's not supposed to say Everett. Who the hell is Everett? Hang on a second. So I have just embarrassed myself. Um, my glasses apparently need to be a little stronger. It doesn't say Everett. It says event. Everett. Who the hell is Everett? Who is Everett? It says event, but it also has the birth date or the date, February 5th, 2026, which is a Thursday.
and it also has a military time here, 3:27 p.m. in Manhattan. That's where I'm going today. So I wanted to get a heads up on the energy for 3 o'clock. I said all that to say that in order to get the rising sign, we need the time. Okay. You've been tuned into a few channels. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you saying that it's overwhelming. And that's one of the things that I've been realizing in my 26th year of looking at this stuff, this nonsense. I'm just kidding. Um, I call it nonsense sometimes because it can get overwhelming. And I've come to the realization that if I had to start over from the beginning and learn, the first place that I would start is that when I go into um this field of understanding, I would first take a deep breath and I would regulate my nervous system. I think it's so important. I would say, you know, it's okay to get a little bit at a time, maybe even create a micro mantra like a little turns into a lot over time. It's okay. It's okay to do a little bit. Um, pace myself. I would do that little mantra, um, little exercise prior to going into the study. And then I would focus on one area and I would focus on that area for approximately 15 minutes. And similar to a law student, I'm not a law student. Check with the computer or your local law student. Um, there's a term saying exhaust all your remedies. I would not only exhaust all my remedies, but I would look at, the words, the meaning of the word, the symbolism, and all that is entailed with that area. For example, you see this stellium in Aquarius. Before, if I knew nothing about this stuff, I'd be like, "Oh wow, why is this symbol here so many times? Ah, it's pointing to these symbolisms. Ah, what symbols are these?" I would look at what these symbols are. Oh, what does Aquarius mean? Oh, what does Pluto mean? What is Mars? What is the Sun? What is? And we're gonna stay right here. We're gonna stay right here, right? When you clean your house, do you clean the entire house? Yes, but how do you do it? One room at a time. So it's a matter of slowing down. I appreciate learning language. Here's another metaphor. I appreciate learning language. And sometimes I want to say what I'm trying to say in another language fast. So I think I have to do it fast. But it's not necessarily the speed in which I think I'm going that makes it faster. It's actually the slower that I go, it actually becomes faster through time. So I wanted to spend a couple of minutes there with that, you know, because I appreciate that. I can identify with that. And um, it's okay to do little portions. How do you eat a Thanksgiving meal? How do you eat a big plate of food? One spoon, one ladle, one spatula at a time. Ultra, ultra stink. You're doing too much now. You said one more. You said and another thing. You're gonna and another thing me all day. You would enjoy the Sunday. I'm muted. No way. You would enjoy this deep dive Sundays that I do, where I do deep dive donation based interpretations on here. Sunday afternoonish, sometime right around there. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Testing, 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 testing. YouTube, I'm not talking about you. Testing, 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 test, 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 test. Okay. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the double taps. Thank you for the shares. I appreciate it. I'm on a goal to get 30 thumbs. Pause. That was crazy. 30 subscriptions, 30 thumbs up for this. Okay. Welcome in. Awakening Empress, I do one-on-ones. I do one-on-ones, yes. I don't know if YouTube has a DM section. I don't think they do, but there's plenty of ways to reach out to me. Check out my bio. I have a Discord too on there. If you want, I just started it. Still learning how to navigate it, but there's not much information on there. But the goal is possibly the more that people ask questions on there, it's a way to have, you know, a hold of me, not physically, but literally in the literal sense and in the technological sense. I'm pointing up here because I'm used to pointing up here because this is where the where my name is. I don't know where. I guess you'd have to go out of the live to find me. Anyway, we get better with each and every live, and if not, we parallel, we plateau. Zodiac signs in the comments. Olive juice. Thank you for that comment. I appreciate that because that's an excellent way to learn. Ask ChatGPT to teach you how just one of your placements at a time it affects your life. Olive is onto something. I would call that a Saturn lesson. Thank you so much. I wish I had a switchboard to clap for you for that comment. That was excellent. Absolutely. One at a time. You have a whole chat, and I appreciate that. I'm also the same name on TikTok too. TikTok has DMs. You can let me know, hey, I'm Awakening Empress. I would like to do a one-on-one with you. Is something blocking my microphone? I don't think so. I think this mic is just at its end, which is sad because it was quite expensive. How about now? Can you hear me now? Testing, 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 testing. No, it wasn't. There you go. I unplugged the bass. Can you hear me now? Yes, you can hear. I'm talking to TikTok. I'm dual streaming. It's mid. That's terrible. Mid is terrible. Yeah, I think that testing. How about now? Is this better? Testing, testing, test, test, test. Is it mid? You know what we can try? We could try the other mic. Jewish mysticism. Um, I wouldn't say it's Jewish mysticism. I would say maybe the Jews looked into it after the earlier civilizations looked at it, is what I would say. Um, but actually, yes, it's Jew. There's Jewish mysticism in here too. Yes, absolutely. Um, Not the original. Um, I don't even know if whether to call Jewish a civilization. We'll get into that in a later video. I'd have to pull up my notes for that conversation. But there is a form of mysticism, mythology in here as well. Numerisms, numerology, and all the such. Virgo. I seen Virgo. Virgo is here. Oh, well, that's Leo. Virgo is here. This is the South Node in Virgo, which, by the way, not for nothing and for something at the same time. This is not a planet. This is a critical point, right? It's a place where the nodes are, the place where the eclipses are happen here and here. This is the South Node. This is the North Node currently. It's on the Pisces Virgo axis. Um, and long story short, quickly, it points to spirituality and health. And so Virgo, the moon was there yesterday. For over the course of the past 3 days, what I'm trying to say is there's been a reset for you in regards to your health, hygiene. Whenever I think of Virgo, I think of nurses and how nurses check the vitals and the basic functions and the small little things that add up to a healthy individual, right? Perhaps there's a check-in for you, right? This is significant and not taking the easy way out. Not for nothing, for something at the same time, right? Now that the moon is in Libra, now it points to your values with this value piece and the usage of discernment when making decisions. Thank you so much. Thank you for the like. Be sure to like the live. We're halfway there for our goal. Abraham dreams. Dazed, thank you for that information. I appreciate you for that Abrahamic comment. Thank you for that. Zodiac signs in the comments. More into the zodiac signs as opposed to the Abrahamic stuff at this moment. I don't have my Abrahamic notes. Maybe we'll get into that in a later video. Olive is onto something. What else are you onto, Olive? Example, mythology, archetypes, and astrology. Mars, god of war. Let me assist Olive Juice, being that Olive Juice is teaching this here. She's talking about this symbol here. Mars. Currently, Mars is in Aquarius. Just had a conjunction with the planet Pluto, which is a volatile energy, not for nothing, when it comes to revolutionary behavior and change and the people, right? People coming together, the containment of people, not for nothing. Remember, Aquarius is the water bear. I remember improved before you got there. Yeah, improved. How about this? Is this better? The other mic didn't work either. Much better. If you came over to YouTube, you'd hear me even better. But you can stay over here on TikTok if you'd like. It's your prerogative. Like Bobby Brown. With Mike, I'm gonna have to check and take it to the mic store. Anywho, um, there's that. Yeah, Mars is the god of war. Thank you so much for sharing that. And personally, it's where an individual defends themselves. It's where an individual is impulsive. Impulse, Mars, Aquarius, knowledge. Mars, active, activated, Aquarius, knowledge. There's an activation of knowledge through uncovering some of the secrecy and the depths of knowledge. Pluto, excuse me, for those who are seeking. Seek and ye shall find. Don't seek and do not find, is how that works from my experience. Cancer, Sun, Leo rising, Capricorn, Moon. I usually see people say Sun, Moon, and rising, but you put Sun, rising, Moon. Cancer is here. By transit, Jupiter is there also, bringing an energy of optimism and learning for you. It doesn't bring nothing to you, but it shows its symbol that can be interpreted as an energy where you learn a hell of a lot more and you expand your horizons. Leo rising here. That tells us a little bit here. If the sun is in Cancer and the rising sign is Leo, the sun shines in the 12th house. Quite simply, I would interpret that as you enjoying your solitude time. Thank you for the thumbs up. There's an enjoyment of privacy, quite simply. Leave me alone. It also tells us with that big three combination that you were born during a full moon, sun in Cancer, moon in Capricorn. The mother figure was big on discipline. Someone say, oh, every mother is big on discipline. Not necessarily true. Not necessarily, but Poppy Elm has experienced a mother and a mother figure. Maybe it was the grandmother, still a mother. Maybe it was the auntie, still a mother figure. Discipline, respect. Oh, every mother is about respect. Not necessarily true. And then that is carried into the workplace and the place where you work. Not for nothing. Thank you so much. Do I believe in Jesus? Do you believe Jesus was in a scene? I believe a lot of things about the Jesus character, if Jesus was even ever a thing. My imagination and idea of what it looks like and what it is different from yours. We're going to have to get into that in a later video because we're going to have a glossary of terms and be sure that we're on the same page when we say the words that we say when we say it once we get into that conversation. And I would love to have that conversation someday. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. You said in the comments to say sign. Oh, I am Taurus. Welcome in, Taurus, here. Over the course of the past 7 years, you've experienced a roller coaster. I'm using the roller coaster metaphor to describe your financial patterns. Some would say rocky terrain. I would say roller coaster ish, ups and downs. May 8th, 2003, Mother's Day. Wow. Are you a good mother? Curious. Well, you're quite young. I'm not sure if you are a mother yet. Maybe. What is derivative from this information to you? What do I derive from that information? Well, I want to tell you, you would probably enjoy Sundays. I do deep dive donation based interpretations. You would love it. Where I look at your birth chart, I actually pull it up, right? I'm not doing that here today. You're on the right track. You have all the pieces of information except the city and state. Don't put it in there now. Not yet. But on Sundays, you can bring that. Hit the notification bell so you can be sure to be there. Okay. Taurus is about values. You've learned so much over the course of the past 2 weeks. So many connections of dots per se. Some say downloads, realizations, clouds opening up, baby cherubim flapping their wings. Oh, possibly. Um, we could do a little something though with this 2003. Let me give you a little something here. 2003, 23. You're in your 12th house phase, not for nothing, and for something at the same time. What does that mean? A little more privacy, a little more fear, right? Working with fear, understanding it, right? About what we're not sure. You put 2XXAM. Um, we're gonna need those two X's on Sunday, just for the record, just to let you know. But um, once we find out what your rising sign is, we'll find out what zodiac sign is in the 12th house. You can even do that on your own. You can check and see what your 12th house is if you have pulled up your chart. That zodiac sign that's in the 12th house speaking a little bit louder in your 23rd year, all the way up to your birthday on Mother's Day of 2026. Then you're in a first house phase, new beginnings, got a bunch of new stuff coming up energetically. I don't know. I don't know you energetically. Okay. Welcome in. Put your zodiac signs in the comments over here on YouTube. Thank you for the double taps over on TikTok. I appreciate you. Astro, thank you. Um, I'm not sure. You'd have to put your zodiac sign in there. Then we would then be able to interpret maybe the massive dump. I don't know. I- we don't even have a zodiac sign. Tell me more. Thank you so much for your comment. Um, is this quantum physics? I don't know. I wouldn't say so. Maybe it is. It's the interpretation of symbolism, of tropical astrology, and a closer look at the energy of the celestial bodies in this solar system. Jupiter rules your chart. You never stop learning. Can't stop, won't stop. I love that for you. Are you a Sagittarius rising when you say Jupiter rules your chart? Curious. Thank you for the double taps or the thumbs up. I tell you what, this is amazing. I'm 9 away from my goal. My goal is 30 thumbs up on the video. Share the live if you want so we could reach our goal. CMOD, what's good? Come on over. And like my video on YouTube. What's up? The sun, moon, and stars are up right now. Thank you. Thank you for the heart. Me appreciate you. Absolutely right. My daughter has a Cancer sun, Leo rising, in the 12th house. She loves her solitude. Samantha, you can see this. You see this. Um, how old is your daughter, if you don't mind sharing? Because what I was talking about was according to the age of what's the name? What was the name? 12 Eno. 12 Eno, 29 is getting ready to be 24. And so she's in a 12th house um phase. She goes, she's 23. When she's 24, she's in a first house phase. 23 is 12th house phase. 22 is an 11th house phase. So yes, your daughter has that 12th house activity right now. She's in a phase dealing with friends. Boom, bam, pop, pow, bling. The future is now. Thank you so much. Um, your daughter's going through 11th house phase, which is friends, goals, networking. 22, 23, she's learning how to network. No, we don't move backwards. We move forwards. I just went backwards because of the counting is on this side. Instead of going, I was here at 23 years of age. Then there's 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, blah, 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 blah. But I wanted 22. 22 is so close to 23. So I said 23, 22, 21, 19, 18. I just did it reverse, but it goes forward 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when you're born, you're in the first house. When you're 1, you're in the second house. When you're 2, you're in the third house, and so on and so forth. And you keep going round and round the merry-go-round. She will be 23 in July, and she'll need a little bit more motherly support this upcoming year from July 23rd, 2026 to July 23rd, 2027, because she'll be in the 12th house phase. Sometimes the 12th house phase gets the best of us. Why? Because we're in a shadow phase. We're at the end, we're dissolving. Oh, I'm melting. Oh, I'm melting. Oh, Dorothy. Like the Wizard of Oz. I don't know why I thought about the Wicked Witch of the West. If the Witch of the West was wicked. What is this? This is a circle. This here are symbols. And on the outer ring in brown, there's zodiacal symbols. These are planetary symbols. NASA uses these symbols too, not for nothing. If you were wondering, zodiac signs in the comments. I got like 15 more minutes. Maybe depends. If we reach our goal in 5, I'll stay for 15. So age 48 would be the 6th house. Advice for that year. Olive juice. No, it wouldn't be. 48 would be the 1st house. 0, born, 1, 2. This I'm in the third house way. 2, 3 years of age. I was going to say 3 years of old. 4 years of age. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm not going to count again to 48, but 12 plus 12 is 24. 12 plus 12 is 24, plus 12 is 36. 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 is then 48. So you're in a first house year, is what I'm trying to say. And the advice for you, I don't know how you counted. It's okay. Advice for you. I'm not doing these, but I'm going to do it for you because you helped me out with the symbolism and the chat GPT stuff. And I appreciate you. I hope you're here on Sunday. I could definitely, I was looking for an olive juice 2024. I would love for you to be here. Your public school education failed me at 5:16 a.m. No, it didn't. It didn't fail you. The public education system was about memory. It didn't fail you. It helped. It helped us all. Don't do that. But anyway, moving forward, you're in a first house phase. This is a year of beginnings energetically, per the method. Quickly, if you will. Right? 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 59, 58, 57, 56. Tammy, thank you for the liking the live, thumb upping it, thumb upping it. I appreciate you. You're in a ninth house year. Are my nails clipped? Clean. Showing my nails on public television. Disgusting. Ninth house. You're in a ninth house phase. What is the ninth house? The ninth house is the house of education. It's the house of learning. It's the house of going back to school or considering going back to school. And if not going back to school, then maybe picking up a trade or a class to absorb some new information, to expand. Olive juice. I almost called you olive oil. Olive juice was talking about this. You said they're ruled by Jupiter. The ninth house has to do with Jupiter things. So you're in that year, all for your 56 year until 57. Then you shift into the 10th house phase, which is the career. Perhaps you're thinking about getting a new job, a new career, maybe. Maybe you're learning. Maybe you're in the learning phase, ninth house, to apply it to a career. I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know. I just met you. I don't know. Samantha, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Hey, I was counting by 10. Well, you were wrong then. We're not counting by tens. That's too much. That's too challenging here. We're doing simple math, 1 by 1 and 12 by 12. 10 by 10 is way too challenging. What time Sunday? Hit the notification bell. Stay alert. Stay sharp. Could be between 11 and 3 ish. I don't like to put myself in a box, but you just want maybe grow with box placing. 11 to 3 Eastern Standard Time, somewhere in there. I'm new. What does the ninth house year mean? Are you in a ninth house year? I just explained that. Let me know if you want me to explain it again. Pottery class starts 1 month before I turn 48. Wow. So you're 47. You lied to me. You lied to me. Not nice. Not nice. I'm just kidding. But yes, things that are new. That pottery class might be something new, something never done before, right? New beginnings. And not for nothing and for something at the same time. I love what you did. You came in here, you see an opportunity, whether it was an opportunity or not, you interjected. That is first house stuff, right? Expressing yourself, being kind about it, but expressing yourself. That's important. I encourage that for you, Olive Juice. I'm excited about your confidence building. This first house is a confidence builder. It's Aries place. It's Aries place. The leader, the champion, the warrior. Not for nothing. 10 minutes to reach my goal. We got 5 more thumbs up that we need. I appreciate all of you. Yes. War 530. What's good? Over here on YouTube. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the double taps. Astro Connection, you can't hear me? You can't hear me now? You've been over here for how long? You still can't hear me? Come on over to YouTube. You've been over here for an hour and you can't hear me. Don't do me. Don't do me. You do maths. Pashali. Pashali fee. If it had to do with money, you'd be mathing. You'd be Maffing. Mikeymous. All right. I have Jupiter and Cancer in the 9th house. Well, teaching is your thing, possibly. I was making tea. Let me head over there. Grr. What kind of tea you making? Sun and moon. No problems expressing myself. Sun and moon where? Tell me more. Bruh, I thought women were the only ones into this stuff. And that thought that you had was a very small masculine thought. That was a very small man. And you haven't done nearly enough research. Are you younger than 22? I got you no more than 22. No disrespect, but, right? It's 2026. It's 2026. Surely you've seen men talking about this stuff. Surely you've seen men tapped into their emotions and their feelings talking about this stuff. Ooh, I get into my feelings sometimes. I'm so passionate about this stuff. Ooh, so deeply. Surely you're aware of this. If you're not, you need to exercise that brain muscle, M_dig, because it's giving signs of weakness. And I don't like that for you. You can subscribe to the channel, you can like this channel and come here. We're going to help and assist you work on strengthening the muscle. You don't even have to learn none of the astrology stuff. You can just come in here and listen. You can come in here and listen. You can ask questions. You can ask manly questions. Take your time. Do it thou wilt. And the chicks love it. M_dig. Look at Olive Juice. Intellectual men and emotional men are so awesome in astrology. Now watch you go run and get an astrology book. Like the Roadrunner. If there was 12 baddies in a row and they said, "Oh, M, you don't do astrology like the brown guy Cosmic Alchemist on YouTube? Oh, we were hoping that you did astrology." Oh, M, do you need the brain muscle strengthened? Let me leave you alone. March 2003, first, bro. What do you mean by that? I don't know what you mean by first. Beautiful day, going to bed. Tammy, rest well. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate you. We are almost at our goal, or the goal that I set. It's more than a horoscope in the Sunday paper. It is more than a horoscope in the Sunday paper. I agree with you. They all been feminist men, though. Feminist men? M. Come on, don't do it to yourself early in the mañana. What time is it where you are? What time is it? It's too early for this. All the men that are into astrology are feminist men? M. Come on. Brett. Brett. I read your comment too fast. I mentioned Aries. Aries, where? I don't want to scroll back. Mai was into this. She said I was Aquarius. Okay, there you go. Loosen up a little bit. Relax your shoulders. Your shoulders are too tense. Just because you said the word Aquarius doesn't mean you're going to grow parts that you don't want. Right? So you just had a birthday, I'm assuming. You just had a birthday. Not for nothing and for something at the same time, they say it is said, I've recognized and I've even mentioned that Aquarius is a masculine sign. So you're already in luck. You get what you want. However, at certain stage of your life, you progress into Pisces, which is feminine. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But it doesn't mean that you turn into a female. It means that you tapped into your emotions and your feelings. See, what I've researched and what I've found that I used to think that crying was a weakness. And of course, I'm not going to cry here this morning unless I start talking about my family and stuff like that and my dad. Maybe you might get a tear. You might even see a tear if you stay here. But that's not the goal. However, when that is expressed, it shows a well rounded, pun intended, a well rounded individual. 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 Right? But Aquarius is very knowledgeable. You have so much, you're so intelligent, so knowledgeable. Come on, do some research. Ask ChatGPT. Yo, my name is M underscore Dig, and I feel like men who do astrology are feminists. Is this true? Ask, Google it. Use your noodle. Use this thing here. Don't just be talking and saying. I've found and I've recognized that Aquarius, sometimes I've had friends or associates. I call them associates or acquaintances, not too many friends. I don't keep too many friends. You dig what I'm saying? More acquaintances. But Aquarius, if we do the knowledge of Aquarius, Aquarius loves, capital loves to talk and tell stories. You might be a good storyteller. Chicks dig storytellers. I'm still wondering how old you are. My guess was under 22. I'm curious. Marina de la Rosa, ¿cómo estás? Bien. Gracias, mi amor. Es la química de astrología. I already learned something new from him, and he explained in a way I simply understand. Vishali, thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate you. A baddie for each house. CMOD, you started saying things. Plus one. 13. Let's 13 sign. Now 13 signs exist. 13 baddies. 21st of March, which is the cusp of Aries, Pisces. Yeah? Yes. Depending on the year, right? When you say the cusp, the word cusp reminds me of living on the edge. There's a rock and roll song. Living on the edge. Bow, 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 now, bow, 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 wow. The guitar part's not that slow, but that's what I like. Um, Sometimes it's the night, it's the 20th in some years. It depends on the years. For that situation, I would then go to the computer or an astrology program and I would look up the day, the 21st March and whatever year and the time and see, I would tinker with the clock and the timing, if you will. That's going to give us a little bit more. M, you gave us the month and the day. I'm looking for the year. Is it 2004 or 2005? I must be close because you didn't put it. There you go. Loosen up a little bit. Doesn't make you feminine because you're here. Marina, how are you? ¿Cómo estás? Virgo and Venus, Mars, and Moon in Leo. Wow. Sun in Virgo and Venus, Mars, and Moon in Leo. Wow. Confident. Confident. Good relationship with the mother. You're trying to balance your masculine, feminine, and feelings in Leo can be challenging sometimes. Can be. It's a growth and process. That's a benefit. that's beneficial. Skeptical are the most fun to teach their chart because it resonates deeply. No, your name's not Chris. Your name is M underscore Dig, DLG here. If you change your name to Chris, then it would be Chris. I'm not going to remember Chris, even if it is Chris. Thank you for sharing that. But I'm going to stick to the name that's there because I have more than enough information to remember. But how are you? Good to meet you. In remembrance of your daughter. And so you have a daughter. So you definitely need to be tapped into your emotions. M, Chris. Next time you come here, I might not call you Chris. I might call you M underscore Dig just for the record, on the record, and let the record reflect. Thank you for sharing that, though, that you have a daughter. I have two daughters. From father to father, honestly, being tapped into your emotions. Don't say that, oh, only females are into astrology. Don't you say that to your daughter. Don't do that. Do whatever you want. It may not be the best in your best interest. Hello, first time in the chat. Welcome, Christopher. Well, someone tells me their name is Chris. Energetically, that's interesting. Team Pisces / Aries. Name, Jacqueline. Birthday, March 17th, 1982. Thank you. Is it Christopher or Jacqueline? I'm confused. Anywho, Chris, you see what I'm saying about the names? I mean, I I got zodiacs, I got planets, I got my daughter's charts, I got my chart, I got and then we got Christopher, who's really Jacqueline, you know what I'm saying? I love it. You're a wordsmith? I bet you are a wordsmith. You've met your match, Chris. You've met your match from one wordsmithman to another wordsmithman. I'm tapped into my emotions, though. I might have an edge. Unintended. I might have an edge. Samantha, the chat can be respectful or not respectful. The chat can be either or. I welcome it. It doesn't last long. You know, one thing that I've learned is that fire, in order for a fire to maintain a burn, it has to have air, for one. For one. It's a good, I'm on a quest not to say what's good and what's bad, but I enjoy it because it's a test, right? Without test, how do we say sharp, right? Chris and I are we're having a, sh- a you know, competition. Fun, right? Checks myself, you know? Do I allow that comment to offend me, you know, in a country where freedom of speech is a thing? Or do I observe it and acknowledge it and allow it to be a description of how and who that individual is? Do I attach to a thought that crosses my screen, or do I observe it for what it is? I have an option, which brings us to the zodiac sign Libra. Maybe over the course of the past 2 days, maybe over the course of the 2 days, it may benefit us to be an observer and to find this balance when it comes to these thoughts that cross the screen. I'm not sure. You be the judge. Aerosmith? Is that who sings that song, Olive Juice? Thank you so much. What? Oh, I'm over here on YouTube. One dot. Good morning. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. I'm looking for. Oh, we met our goal. Yes. I can do sound effects over here now. Hang on. Hang on a second. I got something. Un momento. Un moment means one moment. Por favor. Please. I really don't like saying please. I'm gonna stop saying please in Espanol because I don't say please. Can you hear? You probably can't even hear that. Anyway, forget it. Next time. For my birthday, I'm gonna get a switchboard. Well, not my birthday. Maybe sometime soon here in the near future. We're definitely getting a switchboard, a nice one. My mouth makes me 380K a year. M. Maybe I will call you Chris. Chris. I'm just kidding. That's it? Only 380K a year? That's interesting though that you say that though, because now going back to the Aquarius, kind of making sense of how Aquarius has Gemini in the fifth. Remember how I said Aquarius? I have an acquaintance that is an Aquarius and they love to tell a story. So you're a great storyteller. And I don't mean that in an offensive way, right? I don't mean it in a good way or a bad way. I mean it in a communicative way. You tell a story, whether it's for the good, for the pro, or for the con. Hey, can you do 17th of October, 1998? Marig? Um, no. Short answer. Not today. Longer answer. On Sunday, even longer answer. Between 11 and 3, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. I'm doing donation based interpretations. If people want to be on the list, well, definitely, you're going to need to bring the time of birth with you. Bring the time of birth with you. Okay, cool. And depending on how many people come to the Sunday event, I might bring in another day. Might drop in another day of the week where we do deep dive donation based interpretations. Um, be sure to check my bio if you've enjoyed the live and you want to donate to the channel. And I have a Discord in there that I just started. Be the first, be the second, be the third. The earlier people that get into the Discord and they ask questions and they activate in there, the more I pay attention and I remember. Chris, I might remember your name over there if you get over there, especially if you're a storyteller. Thank you so much. It means scales and balance or weight. Astro connections, thank you. Weight, like Weight Watchers or like weigh, you mean? Is that a typo? Your dad was very into astrology when you were little? There was no internet at that time. Oh, your dad is the truth, possibly. I wonder if he had an ephemeris. He must have. Did he draw charts? Cassius saved? Does that mean you're saved? Thank you so much. Like the live. We're 2 thumbs up above the goal that I had wanted, and we've reached the time. I'm being greedy now. Look at all these comments that I've missed. Let me flow through these. You reached your goal for sure. Thank you so much for sharing. Rakina Boyd. Rakina, bring your birthday on Sunday. Hello-y. Rakina, hello-y. Tiger Tail. Hi. You're a tiger and you're a tiger tail. April 24th, 1960. I love that. Thank you for acknowledging my amazement. I appreciate you. Come on Sunday. Hit the notification bell. You're gonna love it. Um, they're just soaring. It's a massive thing. It's both, right? I teach my daughter the living word of God. I thank you for that. I appreciate you. That's sharp. Your daughter's got a great father. That's wonderful. Can you do the 17th of October? Marig, Sunday. Come Sunday. You can come to the front of the stage. Um, Let me leave that. My relationship with my mother can be complicated, but yes, I love her. Awesome. That's awesome that you're working that out. I get that, but being respectful isn't hard. We already live in a rude, disrespectful world. It doesn't cost anything to be nice. It does cost something. It costs energy. It does. It definitely costs energy. Um, and there's nothing for free. There's nothing that's free. Even if someone says that there's something free, there's not a near nothing free. It costs. There's a cost. There's an energy. There's an output that's put forth in order to receive. There's an output and an input. That's how energy goes. And that there's a cost because you're spending energy. You're spending calories. Not for nothing. This energy that I've spent here, right? You think that it's free. You just clicked on the page and you just see me here, and you're like, oh, he's doing this for free, but I'm spending over here. I'm spending. You're also spending because you're watching and attention and you're giving attention and you're listening. You're spending, right, time through listening to distinguish what it is that I'm saying, putting it to its proper parts, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, or oh, he's okay, he's on key, low. Oh, that takes energy. Input or output. You're 38. Appreciate you. Now we can classify you according to the Hellenism. I gotta go. 36, 37, 38. You're in a third house phase. Look it up. This is not the feminine aspect of astrology. This is the mathematical aspect. It's called Hellenistic technique, where there were a lot of men who were doing astrology, not for nothing. And so 38, the year 38 aligns with the third house. It's a phase. Same way that you talk to make your 380K, right? Is the same way that this shows cycles. When you make your 380K, however you make your 380K, you use a calendar. That's not feminine. That's a phase and a order to be able to track your time and how much time you tell your story to your clients or whatever it is that you do. Wow. Third phase is the house of brothers, sister, cousins, close relatives, neighbors, and mindset. I don't know if you've recognized this or not. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know you from a can of paint hole in the wall. However, what I have seen over the course of the past 26 years is that when someone is in a third house phase, that they start working on how they think in the course of the day, right? They might have a routine of micro mantras that they incorporate. They might have a brother that they haven't talked to in a while or haven't talked to as much, that they start reconnecting to, maybe a cousin or something like that. Bada bada, maybe a neighbor starts saying, "Hey, Chris, how are you? Love what you did with your daughter, so cute." And they haven't even been talking to you. So this is the energy and some of the themes that pop up for you. Maybe you're thinking of writing a thesis or a book or something like that. Why does he say book? I say book because third house is the house of Gemini. Rakina, you're born at 11:58. Thank you so much. Bring that on Sunday. I'm out of here. I gotta go. Jacqueline is my name. My hubby, Jacqueline, why are you screaming at me? Jacqueline, don't you do that. I'm going to tell your husband. Don't you do that. Don't you yell at me. Don't you do that. Wanda, hola, buenos días, ¿cómo estás? That's in 7 months. And I take off 5 to be with my daughter. I'm divorced. Okay, let's go. I vibe with you, though, bro. I don't see how you wouldn't. I don't see how you wouldn't subscribe. Hey, what's up? Hey, chat. From welcome 666 in there, 66 to 77767. Let's go. Um, you did great. Have a great day. For Charlie, appreciate you. Facts. What you give out, that's what comes back. It's called karma. Samantha, thank you. Do mine. No, you didn't even say hi. You just came in here and said, do mine. And you yelled. You yelled at me. The audacity. Now we can classify you. I love that end. We'll use the olive. Don't you use that. Don't you use that. Nope. Don't do it. Putting out bad energy is draining. It's a lesson. Tell me when I'm getting married. Iced. Why are you yelling at me? So with 39B, the fourth house phase, astral connections, you started doing math early in the mañana. Yes, for sure. Samantha, go a layer deeper or 3 deeper. Oliver started talking to you on code. When I got my birth chart, the ones who made it told me I got my south node in Scorpion, that I've been a witch in my previous life. I still am. Okay, that's one way in which to look at it. I would agree to disagree. Samantha said, Olive, is that you? I said, I'm sorry. Hello, how are you? Okay, thank Ice. How are you? Namaste. Thank you. Don't yell at me. Only when I ask. Um, I appreciate all of you. I had 32 thumbs up. It looks like someone took their thumb back. That happens. Let me get out of here before someone else decides to take their thumb back. Be sure to subscribe. I gotta go. I don't gotta go. Darian, welcome. I'm over here on YouTube. You're right on time for the end. I will sub because you seem cool. I appreciate you. I needed an M_dig that makes 380K names Chris and wants me to remember that shit. You're gonna like it here. I talk about my daughters. I don't only talk about astrology, I also talk about health and wellness. It's important to me, right? I really respect the fact that you take those months off to spend that time with your daughters. That's like super cool to me, honestly. And you're a lot more tapped into your emotions than you'd like to think you are. And there's the more that you're tapped into that, the more that your daughter will know that a man is supposed to tap into their emotions, that it's okay and it signals strength. Believe it or not, my daughter told me she yelled at me, and told me it was like I told her to stop crying, and she was like, "You don't know what you're talking about." Da da da. She was like, "We're supposed to cry." Da 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 da. Um, um, one dot. Next time. Next time. Okay. Maybe earlier. All right. Um, I appreciate y'all. Enjoy your day. Namaste. And peace and love in every language that you speak.